As a developer or engineering team, you are probably already version controlling your code in Git. But when working with APIs, oftentimes your API artifacts like your open API definition, collections, environments can be scattered across multiple tools, repositories, or projects. Postman solves this with workspaces, but we've taken it even a step further. You can now connect your Postman workspace to your local Git repository. This means your Git repository effectively becomes a single source of truth for all of your Postman artifacts. This also means that you can collaborate with your team and continue to work completely offline in Postman. Let's jump into it. If you're an engineering team collaborating on an API, this workflow is perfect for you. If you're also a solo developer who just wants to work offline and version control your API artifacts the same way you version control your code, this workflow is also perfect for you. I have this Git repository that I've created here. And the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to clone this repository. So I'm going to spin up my terminal. Then I navigate to code, copy the code to clone this repository, and clone this locally. Once I have this cloned, I could navigate to that folder and open it in a text editor. In this case, I am opening it in Cursor. Now that I have Cursor opened up, I could go to the terminal and check the package.json, run yarn install to install all of the different dependencies. And this is just a very demo API. It's a book API basically that just shows sample CRUD operations. It's not using a view database. So this API itself is just for demo purposes. And I could run yarn starts to start the server, and you can see that the server is running on localhost 3000. Now that my API is running locally, the next thing I want to do is head into Postman. Working in Postman always has workspaces as its foundation. So the first thing we want to do here is to create a workspace. I'm going to give this workspace a name. And I'll keep this as an internal workspace. This means I can work here as a solo developer or also collaborate with my team. Now that I have this workspace created, in the footer, you'd see an option to connect to Git. I could click this connect to Git option, and it's telling me to open a folder. So if I click open a folder here, I could connect to the repository that I just cloned, which is this book API repository, and I'll click open, and I'll see all of my different files open here. So now I could decide if I want to connect this local repository to my workspace by clicking this connect to workspace button or not. I'm going to click connect to workspace. And when connecting to workspace, you notice two things here. First, I have this .postman file and this postman folder that was not previously here. These two folders weren't present in the repository. If I click on .postman, you'd see some configuration information such as ID of the workspace. If I click on Postman, you'd see multiple folders for multiple different artifacts that I can have in a workspace, including collections, environments, flows, etc. Also, you'd see here that I have these Ask AI options, and I can ask AI to create a collection based on API endpoints I have in this project. And what is going to happen here when I click this button is that Agent Mode in Postman is going to go ahead and start reading all of the different files that I have in this repository, and it tries to understand what API endpoints am I exposing, what are the different parameters for this API endpoints, what are the different authorization schemes it is using. Once it makes sense of all of our information, it automatically helps you generate a collection from all the information it has gathered. This means it's easy for you to go from having a code repository to having a collection in Postman without having to create all of those things manually. You can see that it is beginning to analyze some of the endpoints and understand what exists in this code base and what doesn't exist. And now it is trying to create that collection. Let's see what it comes back with. Okay, great. Agent Mode is done creating this collection, and it has included some next steps for me. So if I navigate back to my local items, you see that I now have this book API collection. It has included two folders, an else folder and a books folder that has different books CRUD operation. Also, navigating back to local files, if I click Postman and I click collection, you would see the YAML file for this collection that I just created. And I can click on this to see the individual file that makes up this collection. Going back to the collection itself, just to test out things. I could do the else check and click send. And since it is running locally, you see that I have that moment of truth. I got a 200, okay. But most importantly, what I want you to note is that all of these artifacts, including the collection, are in my local Git repository, which means this does not need to sync to the cloud for you to test things. Great. Now that I've verified that this is working as expected, if I clone this repository and it's an existing repository and all of this artifact already existed in it, I would want to contribute to it. Perhaps I added a new endpoint, for example. I would want to first check out to a feature branch. So let's do that. And see how I opened the terminal from the folder here, which means I could do everything within the Postman interface. So I could create a new branch and call this feature new route. And now that I have this new branch, I can go ahead and make some changes to my code base and also effect all of those changes in my collection itself. So navigating to this create book endpoint, I noticed that it asks for the title, the author, and the year, but it doesn't ask for any information regarding the publisher. So I'm just going to tell Agent Mode that when creating a book, it should include an option for me to be able to specify a publisher, and it should update that within the code base itself. But I just do not want to do that. I also noticed that tests are missing from this collection. So I could also ask Agent Mode to generate some basic tests for me in this collection. Let's see what it comes back with. Okay, it's reading my files. Great. Agent Mode is done. And just going through some of the things that Agent Mode did, right from when I prompted it, it first read all of the different files. Now it has all the files, and it started editing all the files one after the other, adding tests, modifying the schema in the database that I asked it to modify to include the publisher option. I didn't have to tell it that modify schema. It knew that it had to do that. And it updated all of this, and I can see that this has already changed in my collection. Now that I have all of this set up, the next thing I want to do is to actually invite people into this workspace. But before I do that, going back to my folder on my new branch, you'd see that I have the option to switch to Postman Cloud. And that's just to show you that all of the things that I've been doing since are happening locally connected to my Git repository. I could switch to Postman Cloud, and you see that in Postman Cloud, none of this is in the cloud version of this workspace. But because I'm collaborating with my team, I would want to invite my team members to this particular workspace. So I could change the setting here. I could manage people. I could click on manage people. I could type the email or name of anybody from my team that I want to invite. For example, I could send an invite to my colleague Danny, but I'm not going to do that. I just wanted to show what that flow would look like. I could switch back to local by clicking this button, and all of my collections return here just like that. Another interesting thing that I could do is, because I'm working in the local version, the cloud version is how I distribute these APIs to the different teams that want to consume it. So think I'm an engineering team building these APIs, and the consumers of these APIs is someone in a different team within the same organization, or a partner that we're collaborating with, or even if we're making this public. Pushing to cloud is how I distribute this using workspaces. So to push to cloud, I can click on this ellipsis icon here and click push to cloud. And similarly, if I have updates in the cloud version of this workspace, I could pull from cloud. I click here to push to cloud, but also I could do this in a different way entirely by using my CI pipeline. So I could configure things, something like GitHub Action, for example, to run against collections or tests that I have in this collection. I've already added some tests to some of the requests in this collection, and you can see some of these tests. If I run this collection as a whole, all of these tests are going to run. But what I really want to ascertain is that I want to make sure that all of these tests are passing before I hand it over to my consumer. So it makes sense to have this go through a CI pipeline where I'm first running the collection, I'm ascertaining that all the tests are passing, and if all those tests are passing, I am pushing this to cloud. Think of this workflow as when you're collaborating on code. You create a feature branch, you push to that feature branch, then you create a pull request, and then someone on the other hand reviews that pull request. And at times, they even pull all of those changes locally run all of those tests. But they're not just manually testing things. Some teams have automated workflows to check for things like integration tests, unit testing, to check if the linker is running correctly and if there are no linting issues. Similarly, we can now introduce collection runs into these workflows, the same way we could using tools like Postman CLI. And Postman CLI is exactly the tool that we're going to use here. So if you go to the code base, I have a GitHub folder that has an action YAML that is already configured. So I could navigate back to cursor and go to .github, go to .postman.yml, and you see the action files that are already configured with some jobs. And this just runs when a pull request is made to the main branch. It first downloads and installs the Postman CLI. It installs all of the Node.js dependencies and then runs npm brum dev to start the server. Then of course my API key is being stored using GitHub secrets, and it's able to adequately run the collection using the API key that is stored in GitHub secrets. And if all of that passes and the pull request is matched, it then runs Postman Workspace push. And just to ascertain that all of the tests that I have here are passing, I could go to the Books API collection, click run, and I'm just going to do a quick manual run of all of the requests here. And you can see that all the 19 tests that I have here are passing. So I could go back to my terminal. I could check if there is any uncommitted changes. If there are, I would hack them and commit them. I'm just going to use a random commit message here. Then I could push to the appropriate branch, so which is this branch here. So now that I've pushed to this new branch, I could head over to the GitHub repository itself to make a pull request. Navigating to the GitHub repository, I could click compare and pull requests. Then select the appropriate repository, select the correct route so that I'm able to match this. I'll create pull request. Now you see that my workflow is running, so I could click this workflow to check. And it looks like this is failing, so it looks like one of my tests is failing, which is a great sign, because when things are failing, I do not want this to be pushed to cloud. So I'm going to investigate what the issue is right now. So I found what the issue is. The issue was that the name of my collection was wrong in the CI pipeline. I fixed the name and everything is passing down. So I'm just going to open this, and you see it set up the job. It installed the dependencies, started the server in the background, and it was able to validate that the collection, all the assertions I have in the collection is running correctly. And you notice that the push to cloud line did not work here, because that should only run when this pull request is matched, and then then it stops the server and completes the job. Similar to what I've done on the CLI, I could also use Postman CLI in my terminal directly on my command line interface. So instead of having Postman Workspace pushing like the CI pipeline, I could completely push directly from the command line, but also running the same command. So I could do Postman Workspace push. And this is checking my cloud workspace to see all of the different elements and artifacts that I have there. And it's saying it couldn't find this collection in the cloud workspace because all the changes I've been making has been local. And it's asking me if I wanted to create this collection and push all of the changes I have in this collection there. I'm going to ETS. But before I ETS, I'm just going to switch to cloud view just for you to see that there is nothing here. And then I'll switch back to local, and you see that I have my collection. So I'm going to click here and have this create the new collections. Now I just created those collections and pushed, and now I can switch back to cloud view and actually see that those collections are being displayed in the cloud. In this video, we went over what the native gate feature unlocks for you in the Postman workspace, especially when you're a team collaborating together and you want to manage all of your Postman or API artifacts centrally in your Git repository. We walked over how you can connect it to your Git repository and how Agent Mode in Postman can help you generate the collection or really any other API artifacts in Postman just by reading the code that you already have in your local Git repository. We then show how you can move from what you have locally to the cloud, either by clicking the push to cloud button on the UI, or by running it in your CI pipeline, or by opening up your terminal and running the command Postman workspace push. This also unlocks native integration flows for you. For example, some teams might prefer to have pre-commit hooks like OSCI, for example, to run their collections when they make a new commit or when they want to push things to a remote repository. Ultimately, we are confident that this is a very good flow for engineering teams that are producing APIs, and the push command to cloud command allows you to distribute those APIs.